Y'all know Jesus directly contradicts the Torah, right? This app is chock full of Judaizers and the concision who are woefully ignorant to what Jesus was doing in his ministry. He was showing a better way. Let's see what the Torah says about divorce and remarriage. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. So if you don't like her, give her a bill of divorcement. She can go remarry. And the Jews were well aware of this rule. And they said, Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement, and to put her away. And Jesus answered and said unto them, For the hardness of your heart he wrote you this precept. Nobody could be born again in the Old Testament, so no matter what, they still had hard hearts. And he saith unto them, Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. No more bills of divorcement. So that's a direct contradiction. Moses says you can write a bill of divorcement, and Jesus says you can't. Who do you obey? The Torah also says, Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. And it repeats it later, Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. This is why all the prophets in the Old Testament were always saying, As the Lord liveth, as they were making their prophecies, because they were commanded in the Torah to swear by his name. What does Jesus say? But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So Moses says to swear on God, and Jesus says don't swear at all. Who do you obey? Torah also says, And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. What does Jesus say? Ye have heard that it hath been said, An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Once again, a direct contradiction. Torah says eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Jesus says turn the other cheek. You cannot obey both of these commandments. Who do you obey? Torah also says an Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever. What does Jesus say? Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Once again, this is a direct contradiction. Torah says hate your enemies. Jesus says love your enemies. Who do you obey? You cannot obey both. All 4 of these examples are direct contradictions that it is impossible to do both. But wait, Will, I hear all the Judaizers say, Jesus said that not one jot or tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Of course. The Torah is still out there. He's showing a new covenant, a new law called the law of righteousness, which is written on our hearts. It's all the things that Jesus spoke. As Jesus says, He that loveth me not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. So that word which they heard, that's the Torah. That's the law of Moses, and their hardened hearts couldn't understand that he has to show a new and better covenant, because it takes faith, and the just shall live by faith. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. Jesus did not speak the 10 Commandments. Jesus did not speak the Torah. Jesus spoke the law of liberty, or the law of righteousness, and it's already written on our hearts. We call it a conscience. So, of course, Judaizers will say, well, then how can you know what is sin if you don't have a list of all the different sins? As the Bible says, the just shall live by faith. We know what sin is because we have his laws on our heart. Sin is doing something you know is a sin, and you do it anyway. Because it's no longer about trying to just keep a checklist. It's not about our works trying to strive to be sin-free. It's effortless, and we only receive it by faith. If you just finished this video and you're full of rage and anger because I'm suggesting that Jesus contradicted the Torah and no true Messiah could actually contradict the Torah, just know that the spirit that's driving you is the exact same spirit that drove the Jews to crucify Jesus. It's the exact same stony hard heart. That seeing you might not see and hearing you might not hear, lest you should see with your eyes and hear with your ears, and you should be converted and he should heal you. And that's the fearful and unbelieving, and those are the ones who are outside the gates of New Jerusalem. Go and sin no more.